looking back, this seems super irrational, but you got to put yourself in the shoes of a founder, and the ecosystem is inching close to $100 billion. If you've had a series of wins and you get to that scale, then like you almost don't think that you could fail.
You were a crypto god at that point, basically.
I wouldn't say God. I would say that the confidence and the trust of a lot of people in and out of the industry. And that made us very successful. Just the reality of it is we tried to build the best currency.
Greetings. It's your buddy, your pal, your friend, your teacher, your guide, ABW. This is the MACK Manual Audio, Video, Overall Learning Experience. And we talk about being a Mac. A Mac is a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge. Part of getting that knowledge to apply it, which is aptitude, so that you can charm and disarm your way into being a man, which is a manifester of awesome newness. I speak in acronyms and shit. You got to understand the world on a different type of level. And that's what I notice about the most successful men, just men period. But men who are to be, there's a lot of so-called successful men, but the men who are someone that you will want to emulate. It's one thing to see someone who's winning in an area. It's another to see someone who is winning in all areas and just living a harmonious life. And you know the ones that you would want to model some of their life. Everybody runs their own journey, their own race. But there's something to be said for a life to be modeled after, right? That should be your goal. That should be a man's goal to be building towards that. Why am I saying that? Is because who we have here is Kwon. If you don't know who Kwon is, it's quite all right. Kwon is a to keep it very simple, because I don't even understand the full extent of who he is or what he is. But from what I understand is that he is simply a guy who was the head of he was someone who is running a crypto company, something like that. Like I said, I don't even know the full extent. All I know is that seeing headlines, and that he, I'll have someone else explain it. Actually, I'll have someone explain it. But my matter of fact, I have somebody explain it right now here.
Warrant for his arrest has been issued in South. Kwon is back in the news. A warrant for his arrest has been issued in South Korea. Kwon's critics have long accused him of cashing out before the Terra Luna collapse. Fat Man has traced $2.7 billion worth of USDT and USDC being transferred to exchanges 3 months prior to the crash. Employees of Terraform Labs have told SEC investigators that the CEO has sent $80 million per month of company money to non-company wallets. Kwon is currently in Singapore, but his passport has been revoked and an arrest warrant has been filed for breaking capital market laws. Hopefully this legal action against Kwon will make future scammers think twice before they launch another crypto Ponzi scheme. I've created a free digital download.
All right. So yeah, man, this crypto space, a lot of guys, younger guys are really in the crypto space. And I'm using this as an example. I don't want to talk about crypto. Because I don't even fully understand it. I've actually made a little money in crypto, but that's because of the hype. Just because I understand the stock market, the markets period. I understand I understand how to get in and get out. I understand what volume and frenzy does. to prices. So I've made money in crypto. I made in that Dogecoin shit, man. I made out like a fat rat. I ain't gonna lie, but um, that you can't rely on that, man. You can't rely on that for a long term. That's not that's just a that's just a lick, like if you were in the streets, that's just a nice little lick, a little load you came off of, but that's not sustainable. Um, Me and my personal life, I teach how to conduct business, real business. But anyway, um, this to me goes to show the power of deception. That's what I really want to harp on is the power of deception. Um, the power of deception to um, and understand the black forces, the dark forces. And why do we call anything that's evil black or dark? See, that's a psychological thing. But anyway, it's what the man did to us. But understand how deception works and understand how powerful it is, because I really want to talk about just the perception that Westerners have, that we're socialized and conditioned to believe that Asians are somehow just naturally inherently smarter and more gifted than others. And so I've seen this before, how you can get duped by the smart Asian kid that's not really as smart or as capable as you think they are. But it's the power of perception and deception, charm and disarm. Those are powerful principles, those are powerful tools that, again, speaking of the, it's things that have a negative connotation that you can definitely use to your advantage. We see examples of that. We've seen examples of that in recent times with someone like Barack Obama, how he came in and the perception, with his name, he wasn't Tyrone Johnson. Tyrone Johnson would not have gotten elected back in 2008 and 2012. Barack Obama got a chance because, contrary to what we may believe, or contrary to just contrary to conventional thought, we believe in the Western world that Ethiopians, Africans, or whatever, and I'm saying, I know that's not saying that's, I know Barack has, his father was African, or I don't know what nationality he was, but I know he was African. So we believe that Africans, or those black melanated people who aren't American, because us Americans, niggas, for lack of a better term, we are a whole separate class in this entire world. We are a set apart people, and I don't want to get into any of the prophecies, the Hebrews, stuff like that. I'll save that for maybe a whole nother channel or whatever, a whole nother discussion. But we in America, black Americans, are a totally different set aside people. And we, with that comes perceptions. And so and along that comes stigmas. It is what it is. We fit in this school of thought that other people have towards us. And it's not right. It's not right, but it is what it is, right? There are ways to overcome that, and then maybe in the fullness of time, it will work itself out. But as it stands right now, we know that there are stereotypes, and stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. I always say that. But they can definitely be exploited. And I think this is a prime example with this guy right here, Kwon, that he's clearly not, or not, I don't want to say clearly, but it's a great example of someone who came in and fooled the masses. And I believe he's very aware of his perception as the genius, young, smart Asian guy, and he played on that. And he's not as there's other clips of him. I don't want to go through all the clips. There's other clips of him that's he's not as humble. Like he's in this. He's not as humble and calm in the clip. I couldn't find none. I should have saved some when I saw him. But yeah, like this guy said, he's like a crypto god. And most people who seem to fall in that crowd of crypto mania are young, usually young, usually pretty desperate, looking for that get rich quick type deal. A lot of black people, uneducated, uninformed, poor black people, are in the crypto space because it's like a lottery to them. And then understand one of the original or the earliest use of crypto, and that's how it got its stigma for the longest time, and still has to an extent, is that crypto is a haven for criminal activity. And so all those things factor into how someone like this can dupe millions of people with a coin. Because I never have understood. I just never had understood cryptocurrency just by the name crypto. Crypt means mystery, means hidden. Let's look up crypto. What does that really mean? Let's look up the etymology of crypto. Crypt. Etymology. It means from a vault. Hidden, secret. Okay, so you don't. So proponents of it will say that it's a way to get away from the government, to be to eliminate the democratization of money. I don't think government is always going to have their hand in currency. They always will. To believe that they won't, they always will. There was a time when criminals could put their money in certain offshore accounts, and that was for the longest time, that was a so-called safe haven and a way for them to wash their money and keep their money safe. And then what happened? You've seen mafia movies or mafia stories or gangster stories or criminal stories where just in a heartbeat, the governments come together, make an agreement, and then they agree that country that used to be a safe haven for illegal money is now that's no longer the case. They seize that money. All that money is gone. You read about Michael Francis and how he lost millions and millions of dollars just overnight. All of his money, access to his accounts frozen because the government made an agreement with another government, and they're no longer able to safe haven your money. And a guy like this, man, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a good judge of character. I feel like I am. I can look at him and kind of tell. And if you've seen, I need to show some of his other videos. But if you've seen some of his other videos, man, you can see he was a young, pretty arrogant, and pretty pretty brash guy in his, in his marketing of this Terra Luna coin, crypto. So again, crypto, I don't understand it. I understand money very well. I understand that the dollar is not on the gold standard. We haven't been on the gold standard. There was a time when every dollar was backed by gold and silver. And then it was taken off the gold standard by President Nixon. And then it was theoretically supposed to still be tied to gold, and it was theoretically still supposed to be tied to gold, silver, and oil resources. And then that's just, that hasn't been the case for a long time. It's just fiat currency. It's just based on credit, really. So if the US dollar is nebulous enough, is crypto enough, the US dollar is crypto enough as far as what its true value is, how can you put value on? I just don't understand it. I'm not even going to try to explain it to understand it. But it's all speculative at the end of the day. It's just speculative. If anybody really is trying to put their savings into crypto, just not smart, man. It's just not smart. If you got money to lose, and that's with any investing, invest, speculate with what you have to lose. Invest the bulk of your earnings. I can't tell you how to invest, but if you're going to speculate, crypto is not investing. I'll say that. Crypto is not investing. That's speculating. You're speculating on that this value is going to go up, and it's not even based on anything. It's just based on speculation. It's based on volatility. Other than that, like, what does Bitcoin, something like that, what is the true value of it? Okay. So anyway, just to get you thinking differently, man. Just get a Mac is a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge. So you got to be thinking differently, thinking about different things, and understanding how this guy right here can play the smart Asian guy and dupe millions, and he's really not even subject to any legal trouble, and he could probably go out and do it again. So use your strengths, whatever your perceived, what your perceived beliefs against you, use them to your advantage. It's okay to be to live up to what people think of you in some cases, if you can use it to your advantage. Anyway, it's your buddy, your pal, your friend, your teacher, your guide, ABW. Peace and blessings. Like, share, subscribe, do all that, man. I appreciate it. Take care.